morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Woo! I hope you had a really nice weekend and an opportunity to maybe spend it with friends or family members, right? How precious is that? So get your cup, get settled in, and we are going to talk about disappointment, which I'm sure all of us can relate to. So hi, Kelly. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Nice to see you. Yeah, it was a nice weekend, a nice, long, relaxing weekend, which is probably much needed, right? Without all of the stress, because things are starting to ease up and things like that. So that's really beautiful. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Sue. Hi, Tina. Hi, Anna. Hi, everybody. Hello, hello. This is going to be a good one. Gonna be a good one. All right, grab your cup. Yay. Hi, Hope. Hi, Lee. Okay. Gosh, I do love coffee. All right. Let us talk about disappointment. So, how many of you have been disappointed, right? You just show me those hearts at some point, and disappointment comes in so many forms, right? It could be disappointment that you really wanted something. Maybe you were going for a goal. Maybe you were going for that job, that position. You didn't get it. Maybe you were hoping for that role, but you didn't get it, right? And so there's disappointment in that. Disappointment in having a goal that you thought was attainable or that you thought you were going to get, and then it didn't work out. Disappointment in relationships, right? We have these expectations, or we put trust in someone, and then we're disappointed. And those relationships, they could be friendships. How many of you have been disappointed in a friend? Disappointed that maybe you thought you were there for someone. You really thought you had a strong bond and that it was both ways, and yet it wasn't. Maybe there's that betrayal. Maybe there's that flakiness even, disappointment that you're going to show up and then they're not going to show up as well, right? That happens too. And through our experiences, disappointment can really weigh you down. Disappointment, it can just really hit your heart very heavy, right? And so the only way to not allow it to hurt you on such a deep level is to process it, is to kind of say, all right, what is the message here? What am I supposed to learn from this? Because every experience that we have is to teach us. We are here to learn. We are here to grow. And we're here to kind of work on ourselves as well. So looking at that situation, maybe it is, did you have an intuitive hit that you didn't listen to? All right. So did you kind of already know something and you didn't listen to it, therefore it led to disappointment? Or is it that maybe it's about having stronger boundaries? Maybe that that you trust so much that you're not upholding your own boundaries. Maybe it is about self-love. So this in no way is putting the blame on you. That's not the intention at all. It's just saying, though, what can we learn about ourselves? What can I do in my own approach to really not take this personally, to really make sure, that I'm recognizing it sooner. And maybe at the end of the day, it is your guides, your team saying, hey, wait a second, this person is not meant to be in your life anymore. Whatever purpose they were there for, they have served, and it's time to release it. Maybe it's there to teach you how badly do you want something. Are you willing to work through it? Are you willing to kind of give someone another chance? Or are you really meant to say, hey, that's not okay, right? So it goes all around. It really fluctuates. But I think the most important part of this is to not allow it to pull you into a depression or to pull you down or to make you get into a place where you're blaming yourself. It's hard when you get those intuitive hits though, right? Isn't it hard to go, oh man, I knew that and I didn't listen to it. And now look what happened. I get it. I know it's hard not to blame yourself when that happens, but really important to kind of say, hey, wait a second. Why am I blaming myself? Because I trusted another person. Why am I being at fault? Right? So don't do that. Don't do that to yourself, especially because the other person might make you try to do that, right? They might blame you. Well, if you had done this, this wouldn't have happened. But disappointment, and again, it's through so many things, right? Maybe it's disappointment over your own health, well-being. Maybe you know you want to lose those few pounds, but you're lacking self-discipline, so you rummage through the cabinet and then you are disappointed in yourself that you did it. That can happen, right? That can happen. So, forgiveness, but forgiveness for yourself, forgiveness for you. Now, when it comes to forgiving another, you have to look at that a little more seriously. Is it deserving of forgiveness? Or is it such a lack of judgment and trust and such a lack of, that you deserve more, that that, wait a second, so some of this is about your self-confidence, okay? Because if you're lacking in self-confidence, all right, then you might be pulling in disappointment more and more, right? Because you might be saying, hey, well, wait a second, that was me, or I could see how I could have been at fault. And therefore you keep calling it back in, right? You're going to keep repeating it. It's when you say, wait a second, I know I deserve more. I know that I'm dependable. I know I'm trustworthy. I know I'm a good person, either as a coworker, as a friend, as a spouse, as a family member, whatever that case may be. And I don't deserve to be treated this way. So once you understand, really own that from the inside, okay, then when someone breaks that, you're going to be less willing to say, no, this is it. I'm sorry, but we're just not in alignment. Easy breezy. Call in the people, call in the situations, calling yourself to a place of what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. Because you deserve that. You deserve to have that for yourself. You deserve that. It's hard when, I think friendships are one of the hardest for some reason. And maybe that's my own personal experience. But I'm sure a lot of you can relate. Even coworkers, right? Because sometimes you believe your coworkers are your friends and you believe that you can trust them, to only find out that they've actually been going to the boss behind your back, creating drama or creating trouble, right? How frustrating is that? Or having a friendship that you really feel like you're friends. You really feel like you can lean on this person, to only find out that, there's a little backstabbing there. It's very painful. All of that is so painful. I totally understand. I get it. But it's not a reflection of you. And it's important to know that. The only reflection is to say, have I been overextending myself? Have I been trying too hard? Have I been putting myself out there too much in a way that doesn't respect myself, respect my boundaries, respect what I'm worth? Okay? And know and do that, because when you do that, you're going to then shift that vibration to call in those who are in alignment with those same set of principles. Because it does come down to principles. It does come down to being in alignment between what we think is right and what we think is wrong. And looking at yourself as to whether or not are your expectations too high. What are your expectations and are they reasonable? All right. So if you can't expect someone to just know or have the exact same thought process as you. That's why having a conversation about it is really important. Even if it's a friendship, even if it's a coworker, letting people know this is where you stand and this is what you need in your relationships. A lot of times we're afraid to communicate because we're afraid we're going to lose someone or it will scare them away. But if it scares them away, then they're already not in alignment. It's already your team going, watch out. So a lot of us have that. A lot of us go through these experiences. So the best thing to do is to kind of say to yourself, what have I learned from this? Now, that doesn't mean close your heart. That doesn't mean shut down. That doesn't mean become jaded, right? Because why dim your light because of others' mistrust? Why dim your light because of someone else? Don't do that to yourself. Shine your light, as we're always saying. Shine it bright, right? Be magnificent. But when someone is doing things and you know they're doing things, you know that either they're talking behind your back, or they're creating drama, or they're taking ideas, or they are, whatever that is, whatever pot they are stirring. And if you know that that's not for your highest good, look at that as a sign. All right. Look at that as your team helping you, rather than it being hurtful to you. Okay? And be grateful that it has been shown to you, right? Wouldn't you rather to be shown to you than not to have seen it at all? That everybody else knows, right? It's all in it behind the scenes, and yet you didn't know. That stuff is painful. So when your team shows you, pay attention, listen to it. And have those conversations. If you're worried about a friendship, if you're worried about a coworker, if you're worried about a family member, say something. Say, hey, listen, this kind of doesn't sit right with me. Can I talk about it? And maybe talking it out will help you understand the perspective or help you get to the bottom of something. But own your worth, that self-love. Try not to retreat and blame yourself when these things happen. All right. And again, if you're going for a job and you're disappointed that you didn't get it, or you're going for that role if you're in entertainment and you didn't get it, look at that again, that it wasn't meant for you. Rather than being disappointed that you didn't get it, say, well, wait a second, I'm trusting my team, I'm trusting my path. If you trust and surrender, you really won't experience the disappointment, because you'll know that it's being done for a reason that you may not be aware of at the moment, that you're being shown something. So look at what you're being shown and trust full-heartedly that it's for your highest good. Okay? And some of that may still hit you. We can grieve. So that disappointment will result in grieving. Allow yourself to grieve, but not to marinate in it so much that it lowers your own vibration. Okay? Trusting, keeping your heart open to bring in other people, other relationships, other opportunities. Just because you get a no on one opportunity, that may mean there's a more spectacular opportunity sitting right there for you. Okay? Sitting right there for you. So, all right, everybody, that is your Coffee with Colby for today. Hi, everybody. Hi, Lizzie. Oh, my gosh, I love everybody. Thank you for joining me. Thursday night, you guys, is a date night on the Colby Rebel Show. Be sure to pop in and join me. And I am so excited. And thank you, guys. I have so much coming up. Oh, June 3rd, online is a mediumship event. So if you'd like to hear from a loved one, if you would like to receive a message and have an opportunity for that, go to my Facebook page, go to the events, and you will see it. It's Love Spirit, Spirit Love, right? It's going to be a great, great event. Thank you, Story. It's going to be a great, great event. It's only $20. I kept it very reasonable. Just sign up online. You can do that. So looking forward to that. That's June 3rd. Anyhow, everybody, lots of love to you. And if you've been disappointed, we have all been disappointed. But if you've been disappointed, just my heart goes out to you. All right. My heart goes out to you because I know how much it hurts, and I know how much it can sit with you, and I know how devastating it is for friendships, relationships, partnerships, working situations to cease, okay? And I understand it, but the best that we can do is just know that for whatever reason that was in our life, that contract has ended. Okay, that contract has ended. and you don't need it anymore. So whatever it is, you're done. So just kind of accept that and let yourself move on to bigger and brighter things. All right. Lots of love to you. Shine your light. Shine it bright. Be sure to subscribe. Thank you so much. Subscribe to the podcast. This goes on the podcast so you can binge. You're welcome, everybody. Lots of love. Talk to you later. Bye.